What's up, guys? Hi, everyone. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. So, to open this, so we'll say they nailed Diddy to the cross today. So, today was the day. Listen to me, y'all. Today was the day. The day the prosecution stopped holding back. The day they looked that jury in the eye and said, "This man is guilty, period." No pity, no games, no sugarcoating. They painted this picture of Diddy so cold, so, there's another word I don't want to say on here, but so calculated, that courtroom didn't feel like court anymore today. I was in there, it felt like, okay, where am I? I'm saying that in the sense of the prosecutor, she basically went in so deep. She went to she analyzed every details. It's like, okay, imagine you have an essay of 300 words. So she analyzed every words, every, I guess, quote you have in that essay. It's just beyond. I was like so shocked. Like, they did a good job. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, they did a good job at doing what they do. Am I saying I'm on their side? We're not disclosing that. I don't know. I'm just saying she just went in, right? So it felt like it was Judgment Day for Diddy. Now, the prosecutor walked in like fire. The prosecutor came in with fire in her eyes. No fear, no stuttering. Oh, this woman was fearless. She stood in front of that jury and said, "He fooled you with fame, but I'm about to show you the monster behind the music." And baby, did she just do that, right? She started telling stories, not from rumors, not from the blogs, but from survivors. From people who lived through what he did, basically according to how the prosecution is going after Diddy. So the room got so cold today in court. I'm telling y'all, that courtroom got cold. I wasn't there. I felt like at certain moment, like I couldn't be there anymore. I felt like the walls were closing in on Diddy, because it feels like Diddy will stay there, because that's how she painted the picture. It sat there. I'm going to describe you Diddy a little bit. He sat there still, quiet, fake calm, right? But you could see everything in his eyes. It seems like in Diddy's head, I mean, I'm not in Diddy's head, right? But it seems like in Diddy's head is like, oh my gosh, this is it. I mean, whether in his head is guilty or not, we're trying to tell you that, the worry, that we saw in the courtroom today. The prosecutor said, we're not talking about a mistake. We're talking about a pattern of control, a pattern of fear, a pattern of pain. This is the picture they painted in the courtroom today about Diddy. And it seems like Diddy will get locked up. I mean, not get like Diddy will go away for good, because the prosecutor basically nailed Diddy to the cross today in that courtroom. The jury looks shaking. It was so, when I tell you the courtroom, I don't even know if that was a courtroom anymore in there today. The jury looks so shaken. At one point, one juror put their head down. Hi guys, tell us if you think Diddy's guilty or free in that in the chat room right now. And like, listen, I'm describing the jurors to you today. One juror put their head down, right? Another juror rubbed their hands like they were nervous because the stories they were hearing, they weren't just bad, they were evil, because that's what the prosecution, is painting for them in the courtroom. One woman said she felt like a prisoner in his mansion. Another said she had to smile for the cameras while she was dying inside. Other sources, right? And the prosecution didn't hold back. They said he paid for silence, but not anymore. Oh, when I tell you that lady, listen, that lady was fearless. She went in on Diddy. She was the prosecutor. She's the prosecutor for this case. Today, she went violent on Diddy in that courtroom. So, now they made him look like a predator. I'm telling you, that's what they made him look like. And don't forget, guys, to subscribe while you're here. The prosecutors called him out for everything. When I tell you everything, every word that Cassie testify, every word Don Richard testify, every word Kid Cudi testify, because they try to bring the charges against him with arsoning for the Kid Cudi car that was blown up, because when Ocasio, the detective who went to investigate the case further for Kid Cudi, when he ran the plates of the car, he found out that the plate belonged, the name was registered to Bad Boys Enterprise. So now, if we're talking, who in this country knows, who owned Bad Boys, right? I mean, it's only one Bad Boys who know is Diddy, right? Nobody else. So basically, she went on every single thing that happened. She said not just abuse, not just manipulation, that the word they used and the evidence backed it up. Videos, testimonies, receipts in the courtroom today. Hi, baseball goat. How are you? If anyone is here as well, say hi to us, and then please make sure you subscribe right now. You could hear the truth cracking through the courtroom walls. That's how scary it was in there today. Now, Cassie opened the floodgates, according to prosecution, right? So, hi guys, as you're coming in, we want you to tell us if Diddy's guilty or not. Then they brought Cassie up. That's the first person that they baseball goat. Please, I'm glad you're here with us. Please make sure you subscribe. That's great. You want to know what happened in the courtroom, and I was there, and that's why I'm breaking it down for you. It's like I'm doing some descriptive writing. I'm telling you what the court looked like today, like the jurors, the media, like, and I was one of them. At one point, I was so sick to my stomach. I mean, that prosecutor, she's going in on Diddy. She's crucifying Diddy in that courtroom like they crucified Jesus on the cross. And that's the best way I can describe it for you guys. And don't forget, you guys, write in the comment section, do you think Diddy is free or he should walk a free man? But by now, by what it's looking like, it looks like Diddy is going to be found guilty. I'm just saying, based on what happened in court today. So now listen to what I'm telling you, that came from straight from court. Then you'll be able to be the judge. You'll be able to decide to tell me, no. What you just said right now, no, is guilty or is not guilty. So it's gonna be up to you guys to do that. But the prosecutor lady, she brought the evidence. She backed it up with videos, evidence, with the testimonies of the witnesses that took the stands, and she pulled up receipts. Okay, Cassie opened the floodgates, according to her. Then they brought up Cassie, and everything stopped. What did he do to Cassie that was not an accident, right? So according to them, so it was a warning to the others. So that's the picture that they're printing in court for us today, but especially for the jurors, to make the decision to lock Diddy and throw away the keys. When I tell you the courtroom, mouth were dropped, the jurors, like some of them, their head was turned. When I tell you it was deep. Okay, so they reminded the court that Cassie was young. This is what they're using against Diddy. Cassie was young, and you guys remember what age Cassie got with Diddy? Can somebody write me the age right here in the comment section? At what age she got with Diddy after she left Ryan Leslie, after her and Ryan Leslie stopped dating? At what age group was it? Was she 18? Was she 17? Was she 19 or 23? Can somebody please write that down for me? So she was young, isolated, and scared. The defense even used the word scared. See what she was doing here? She was using a lot of, scary words, to describe, Diddy as a villain in everything that she did, so that the jury is listening, so that, she was trying to convince him, hey, listen, you can't let this man walk away. If you let this man walk away, that's it, we're done. Because this man's going to go out there and then do bad things, according to the prosecution. So everything today we're telling you right now, it's according to the prosecution, how the prosecution was picturing Diddy this morning for the juror and for the media, for us to come out here to report that to you. So guys, make sure you write in the chat below, do you think Diddy is guilty or free? One person say is guilty, so that was baseball goat. So I need somebody else to tell me, do you think he's gonna walk away free? But today in the courtroom, they crucified him, they nailed him, to the point that me myself, who was in that courtroom with my own 2 ears, I'm telling you, the way they crucified this man, it seems like they will lock this man up forever and hold the key, right? And I'm going to tell you what happened in court today with one of his daughters. So stay tuned if you really want to get that exclusive. So, and they said, if this could happen to her, meaning Cassie, imagine what we haven't seen. The jury sat frozen, right? Now, the video evidence, that was the first thing that they pulled. And that changed everything according to the prosecution. So then then came the video, right? And then they said, well, she said, you know the one, the beating, the chase, the moment Will said, my God, that's who he really is. So she's basically going over the video that we saw recently when Cassie filed the lawsuit. And so she is basically putting those words in our head. She's basically thinking for the public. She said, the moment we all said, my God, that's who he really is. So meaning that the picture everybody get to see once the video was released, right? Now, I need everyone in the comment right now to tell me, do you think this man is free or is guilty? Let us know as we're breaking down for you what happened in court today. So we're talking about how Diddy may not be a free man. They want to lock him up so bad and throw the key in that courtroom. So what he did to Cassie was not an accident. It was a warning to the others. So I'm reading what the prosecution, did today in court. What the prosecutor stood there to talk to the jury, to go over the videos, over the evidence, over the receipts, or, to text messages to let people know that, this is who this man is. The prosecutor, she went hard on Diddy. She is proving in court in front of everybody that Diddy's a villain. Diddy cannot be free in society. Diddy cannot walk away. And then at one point, when she first started the argument, she said, listen, this is not about a celebrity. This is not about a fame. This is about someone who, who hurt someone. So basically, she's basically stripping him off of his titles and everything. So all the people that are here, we say hello to you, and we want you guys, don't be shy. Come in the chat section, write down the word guilty or free. Do you think he's guilty? You write guilty. Do you think you'll walk away free man? A free man. But I'm telling you, based on what happened in court today, we believe strongly this man, honey, they will try to lock him up and throw away the key. And I'm telling you, I'm warning you right now. Don't say I didn't say so, right? So someone say, how would the other women know about what Diddy did to Cassie? They could only find out after the fact. But, well, I don't know if you know, Rouge Moonchild. Don't forget, guys, all of you, go ahead and subscribe to the channel because we want to bring you the verdict, right? When the verdict happened, we want to bring it to you live. Somebody say guilty. Robin, say hi. Hi, Robin. Okay. Here's the thing. The other victims, remember, they testified in court. For example, Mia, who was a former assistant, Brianna, who was the girl that Cassie went to work with a clothing line, and then next thing you know, she ended up doing the word, drug, with Cassie all together. And this is the girl that they said, well, this is the girl, well, not they say, she was in court and I saw her. She said that Diddy put her up the 17th floor on a balcony, almost drop her down. So, and then I'm asking myself, why are you back there? Why are you back in that apartment if you claim this is what Diddy's doing to you? So she was back again. She was still hanging out with Cassie. She got back again. So we all thought, remember when the news break, we all thought when Tiffany Red came to speak about the music industry, remember we all thought it was Lauren London, or if it's not Lauren London, if it was Lauren London's sister. Remember that? A lot of us was kind of like, guessing who can that be. But then guess what? We found out it was Brianna. Brianna is the girl that Cassie went to work for a clothing line where this girl was working there as well. And then that's the girl who came to testify. And she said she was doing drug with Diddy and Cassie. And oh my gosh, it was so much. But again, to go back to what you said, Rouge, remember, these people had a long time with Diddy too, like Mia, like Jane Doe, like who else? All these other women who said that something happened to them, allegedly, or maybe these women, some of them, we believe strongly in the courtroom, some of them were lying. I'm going to say that, and I'm not going to say allegedly for that. We believe strongly some of them were lying, and especially two of them. For me, I didn't believe Mia's story 100%. There was a lot missing for me. And Brianna, I didn't believe her story. So everybody, I need you to write down for me in the comment section, do you think Diddy is a free man or is guilty? Because I'm telling you, the court today, the court, the prosecutor, she went in. She basically, so, okay, if we don't want to talk about anything anymore, so what she did, she painted Diddy as, like, I guess, Lucifer, if you want to say that, or the devil on earth, you name it. So did they ever get to the point to explain why she alleged Diddy held that lady over the balcony? They usually says he gets other people to do stuff. Why would he do that? Well, yeah, but they said that he get other people to do stuff, but she did say in court that when he put her up the balcony, they asked her, do you think that he was on drug that day? She said she was not sure, or he was not on drug, but she was not sure. She said those were her words. Then again, yeah, I see what you're saying, because a lot of people say, oh yeah, it will pay people to do it. But remember, in the case of the hotel that happened, the hotel beat up video, right? Remember the dude that came out of the elevator when we were watching the video, his name is Israel. I forgot his last name. I have it in my note when I was in court. I took his last name. So his name is Israel. That's when Diddy was sitting on that chair with the towel. So KK, for those who don't know, KK, Christina Coram, that's short for KK. She is Diddy's executive assistant, meaning that she does a lot of things that Diddy don't get his. It's like, for example, if Diddy wants to do something, Diddy will ask KK to do it because, hey, I mean, that's the assistant. So, according to, the testimonies that I've heard, right? So now KK kept calling Israel saying, please, we need to take, please, let's negotiate. Israel said, no, I can't do that. I can't do that. I can't do that. So when Israel said that he couldn't do that after multiple times, because Diddy asked KK to do it. So KK, so what she did, so she went to talk to Eddie. Eddie is the one, Christina Coram, like in her phone, she saved his number as Eddie My Angel. So Eddie My Angel is supposed to be the other short security dude, and I saw him in court. He's a short dude, a shorter dude than the one that came out of the elevator when Diddy was in that chair, when he was with his towel after he was dragging Cassie. So if you guys don't remember, you can go back and watch that video so you can see the first dude who came out was a little taller. So now Eddie, they kept calling Eddie. And Diddy said, no, you got to do something about it, meaning ask KK to get it done. and KK had to deliver it. So KK kept calling. That's what Eddie said. KK kept calling. KK kept calling, blowing up the hotel, telephone. Now, when they saw that, they got Eddie's cell phone number. Now, Eddie's cell phone number, Eddie said they kept blowing up his regular number. Imagine you go home after work or anywhere you are, KK is blowing up your phone. And then at one point, now this is go back to what you asked me. Did he call him on the phone himself next to KK? So because he was not giving in, he said, no, I can't do that. I can't do that. I can't give you the tape of the hotel, blah, 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 because he was trying to get that tape and then, to walk away free, according to Eddie. Now, Eddie, did he call himself to do that job, right? Now, after he agrees, so Eddie called his boss, the boss at the hotel. And the boss, and I saw him in court as well. He came to court, he testified. Eddie's boss asked for $50,000 for them to give him a tape for that video. Now, Christina called Eddie. She told Eddie, please come and pick up the money in Diddy's office. So Eddie went to pick up the money. But when Eddie went there, remember D-Rock, Diddy's security? So Diddy's security, D-Rock. So he said to Eddie, those were Eddie's words. He said to Eddie, don't worry, you're doing the right thing, for getting paid, and give him the videos of the hotel room, because I'm telling you, I know Diddy for a long time, and I've been around him a long time. You're doing the right thing. So basically, now the prosecutor today was painting that for us as, it's like they knew what they were doing, and then D-Rock was doing the dirty job for Diddy. Now, let me see what you said. I'm just saying, if this was Rico and an enterprise, like the prosecution is alleged, why would I just have someone else do it? I'm just confused why you were hitting someone over a balcony. If you don't drug this, usually, because it never really got that answer. I know, and that's why we thought that in her testimony, she was lying. I didn't believe Brianna 100%. I believe Brianna was coerced, to tell her story. This is just my opinion, because when I was in there, I was sick of what she had to say. Mia, I mean, I get it. Her story for me was like 50-50. But I couldn't stand that the fact that every little minute she was like, it's like she's ready to cry. But for Brianna, it was really, you can tell this is someone that's been coerced by somebody, who knows, allegedly, and a lot of things didn't sound right. Anyway, I'm just gonna leave it at that for now, but I'm going to finish painting you the picture what the prosecutor said in court today, and I'm gonna show you why they say Diddy will be guilty of racketeering, the bribery about the hotel video, and the arson case about Kid Cudi. But some people are saying that the Kid Cudi situation can't really convict him because it's kind of weak the way she brought it up in court today. But she came very strong. So, like I told you, she came with those powerful words to describe Cassie, and then to paint the picture that Diddy is the villain. She said they reminded the court that Cassie was young, isolated, and scared. And they said, if this could happen to her, imagine what we haven't seen. The jury sat frozen. So basically, she was using those words to get in the jury's emotion, to show the jury, hey, listen, Diddy's very violent. This is that. I'm telling you, if we can only see this, but what is it that we haven't seen? So hi, guys. Hi, everyone that's coming in. We're talking about how Diddy, it sounds like Diddy will be guilty by now, because based on the prosecution, what they painted today about Diddy, they didn't give him no grace. So I want everybody here to write in the chat, tell me if it's free, or tell me if he's going to be guilty. What you think. We want to know what you think at home, not just what the prosecution think, not just what the defense team think, not just what I think. I need some of you to stop being shy. Hit the chat room right now. You have me saying courtroom. Hit the chat room and tell us right now, what do you think? And also, subscribe, because we're gonna go live for the verdict, so you don't want to miss that. So I'm gonna go live to report to you what the decision is finalized. So I feel like strongly they gonna go They convinced the jury that he's guilty, and I'm telling you, somebody in that jury, I don't care if it's 1, 2, 3, somebody gonna say this man is guilty, and Diddy's fate is in their hand. And guess what? The kids were stressed out today. All the kids came to court. The only one who didn't came was the baby, right? Chance was crying a lot. This is exclusive. You're hearing it from me. Chance was crying a lot. She couldn't hold on. So this is how much this thing is affecting the kids. So for you guys who are Diddy's fan, at least this is gonna resonate with you. And if you're not a Diddy's fan, then that's not gonna resonate with you. The other twins were there, but they were much more strong. And then Chance was in the middle, as they were working in court and out of court. Justin was there, Quincy was there, the mother came. So basically it was crazy 2 days ago when I was there. Oh, who is this? Let me see. Trex. Let me see, maybe I met you. Can't see the picture. It's a little small. Okay, I'll look after. Who's gonna be there tomorrow? Well, tomorrow the family should get back there again. It should be all of them. But I don't know. I mean, I know Chintz will be, well, she has to be there. But the fact that Chintz was crying a lot in court today, she was crying a lot, I mean, at the end of the day, the kids are human. Yes, I get it. Some people may think Diddy's not innocent. But you know what? The kids, they're young. No young girl want to see, their father just go to prison, and then they can't have access to their dad like that 24/7 anymore. We're just talking in a human. You mean Bato? Hot 97? Yeah. If it's the guy from Hot 97, he was there. I spoke to him. And then I even told him when I left. So yeah, he's with Hot 97. Yeah, okay. So yeah, we talk, and then yeah. But he was there. I saw him, and he had to go right back in that courtroom to finish to finish everything. So yeah, and he has very strong points too about this trial, and I interviewed him actually. If you go to the Instagram, One Drip Media, you'll see his interview right there. So he gave his take on the trial, and he's basically on the defense team side, and so it is interesting to hear what he has to say. So everybody that's here, go on One Drip Media on Instagram and follow. This is where we drop the news first on Instagram, then we come on YouTube to give you the live. So Trex, make sure you subscribe here. Make sure you follow us as well, so when we do go live, so you can have in the future we're gonna do more shows. So yeah, but so let me tell you about the prosecution, why they want Diddy to go away for good. Now we have all these people in here. A lot of people are shy. They're not writing. Uji, the defense showed how that was not physically possible. Yeah, and I agree. And with the defense as well, they're proving most of their points. I mean, not most, some of the points with text messages, and how these women were not, coerced by Diddy. They were not forced. It was free will. These women just wanted money, and then we saw text message where this woman was started the free calls. Cassie will initiate the free calls. So we saw those videos and those text message, and we heard videos as well in court. So it is interesting. Yeah, what you just said, Amaya. Yeah, it does make sense. Yeah, they have to prove that, right? And then the drugs, did he force them to take drugs? But we have some not evidence, some testimony about Mia said that she was forced, but we don't know if it's true because we were not there, right? And do you think it's gonna be free tomorrow and I might be there? Well, tomorrow what's gonna happen, it's going to be the defense that take the stand to go against the prosecution. That's what's gonna happen. Then maybe the verdict might be tomorrow, but if not, I believe by Monday we should have the verdict in. I think the verdict will be on Monday. But we're trying to tell the viewers right now, brace themselves, because what I heard today in court, it does not look good for Diddy. And if the defense team wants to win this, want to get Diddy out of this mess, they have to come 300, 400, 500, like 1,000% better than this woman who was the prosecutor. I believe her name was Tenny, right? Who took the who was, who was like putting words inside of the jury's head. So they have to be better. They gotta be do a better job to prove, not just with text message, but to get in the jury's head. Hey, listen, yeah, these are text messages, okay? She was doing, initiating free calls. Jane Doe got paid. She wanted to be there. Even when she saw the video of Cassie was beat down, she still reached out and say, okay, are you okay? Even her friend told her, why are you still with this man? But guess what? She still agreed to be with that man. That's what she said. And I was in court. These are her quotes, according to what she said when I was there. So she used those words. These are not alleged words. So Jane Doe, she used those words. So this is scary, guys. It is scary. And that's why the kid, like Quincy was very stressed today. So I try to make Quincy smile. Let me see, a little bit after, after 12 something, like around like 1 o'clock. But before that, you couldn't get out anything out of Quincy, I'm sorry. And he's a big brother. Imagine your mom is dead. You're the big brother. You gotta watch over your family. And then now your dad is about to, well, strongly after today, seems like they might convict this man for good. And when I tell you it's scary, Justin is stressed, okay? Justin is I feel like is the most stressed out of all of them. That shows. I'm not saying the other kids are not stressed. They are. And Chins was crying a lot in that courtroom today. You guys know Diddy has a daughter named Chins, besides the twins, right? And she couldn't hold on. And I felt bad. Yeah, like I said, whether Diddy is innocent or not, whether Diddy did good or not, these girls, Lucci seems confident that he might be free. Yep, guess what? I interviewed Lucci, and we're going to drop the video sometime by tomorrow. So you guys, that's why I say follow the One Drip Media on Instagram, because certain things we don't drop here, we drop them on Instagram. So you want to see all the celebrities that we're interviewing. You want to see the journalists that we got involved, the radio personalities, people from different walks of life, who wants to speak to us about this trial. But mainly, media figures, we get them for you so that we have activists, we have people that we take what they have to say to bring to you, so you guys can understand what's going on, so that you guys can paint the picture for yourself to know if this man is free or not. So not just listen to the prosecutions that telling, hey, listen, this man is a villain, is no good, is bad, is this. So hi to everyone who's here. What I'm asking you is that, guys, comment in the section below right now in the chat. Tell us, do you think he is really guilty, or is a free man, or he should be a free man? And also, don't forget to subscribe while you're here, because we're going to bring you the verdict live. So you don't want to miss that verdict when we got to show you family members who's coming out crying, God forbid. I mean, hey, that's not, but this is what it is. Yeah, Lucci's cool. Yeah, Lucci's cool. So I know Lucci's cool. So, but while it's cool, they try to keep their composure. They're very stressed. He's stressed as well, because that's family. That's family to Diddy. And I yesterday I asked him how are the kids feeling, and he gave me the exclusive. TMZ doesn't have it. The Shade Room doesn't have it. No other media have it except me. So I'm going to drop that tomorrow. You better go on Instagram right now to type in One Drip Media, and then come back right here, and make sure you follow over there, and come back here so that you can get what we're talking about, the closing argument. So that's why right now, tonight, I'm giving you everything the prosecution said today in court. Right now, you and me, or you, can decide if it's guilty or not based after what you hear today. And I'm gonna show. I'm painting the picture for you of how they painted him strongly, like a villain. So let's finish going to that. Okay. Oh, so when is gonna be the big day? Tomorrow, Monday. Well, guess what? It might be tomorrow, or it might be Monday, but they give an extra day just in case. It might be tomorrow, Monday. The reason why we say it might be tomorrow, because if the defense team bring it very hard and they beat the prosecution, at it, and they're very strong at it, hey, why not for the jury to go back and say, you know what, I made my mind. We know what we're going to do, and then cast their vote and say, you know what, he's guilty or he's not guilty. Or maybe one person can say he's guilty and everybody else says not guilty, and that will still convict him, right? But I'll say again, that's what I know you're asking me the question, but I know that we don't have, but all I know as a media, I was told that it might be tomorrow. If it's not tomorrow, if something comes up, then it might be Monday. But we're so close to either throw this man in jail, throw the keys, or this man Walker Freeman Chin doesn't have to keep crying in that courtroom today, like she did. So how do you know who is? Oh, how do I know who's TMZ over there? Oh, I'm in media, so that's why. So I'm friend with I am in collaboration with some media companies, so I know who they are. There's 3 TMZ people out there, but today there were only one. And I don't. Well, yeah, there were only one today. Oh, okay, thanks. How you know who TMZ is? Wait, how you know who TMZ is over? What do you mean by that? Clarify me a little bit. I'm going to start reading, talking to you guys about it, the prosecution thing, but let me know. Start typing to let me know, because you asked how you know who TMZ is over there. Oh, how do I know who TMZ is over there? Because I am in media. I work in media, in the media field. So because of that, I'm connected with. So that's okay. If you follow the Instagram, you on the bio section, you see me there. You see a name there at. If you click on it, you will see me there in a different page. So that different page, this is me. So meaning that this is what I do. So I work in the media. I work in the fashion industry, work in the media. So that's what I do. So that's how I know who they are. But if you've been watching TMZ, you will know who they are as well. If you watch TMZ, you know, once you see them, you will know who they are. But I do talk to them, and sometimes, yeah, I do talk. I just don't want to say too much. But yeah. Yeah, so Carolyn Anderson, okay, Monday. Yeah, it might be Monday because, again, the defense has to come so hard. So I guess nobody wants Diddy to be free because nobody say free Diddy here. Out of all this chat, no one says it's free Diddy. Out of all this chat that I'm looking in the chat room right now, I don't see free Diddy. I don't see free. All I see was guilty, and then I see everything's going blank. Now, guys, I'm asking again, who do you think Diddy will be free besides whatever the prosecution says? The defense team can beat the prosecution team. Okay, free Diddy. Oof, we got somebody, finally, one person. Okay, so I guess nobody else is for Diddy in here except Farrah Slack. Okay, so I guess we're gonna keep telling you what the prosecution said today. And then Farrah, stand by. Make sure you subscribe to the channel right now as we're speaking. And make sure you turn your notification bell on. Hi, Jas, Rani. Yeah, so we'll be able to let you know, okay, this is what happened in court today. I'm going to be telling you based on my notes. And from there, you tell me tonight if Diddy going to walk away free, man, if he's going to be locked up and throw away the keys, right? Okay, so, all right, the video evidence changed everything. Then came, the one, right? The beating, the chase, the moment we all said, my God, that's who he really is. Because remember, after we saw the videos, when I was looking at social media, okay, somebody say Free Puff. Okay, Trex is for Free Puff. So after I saw those videos, the video myself, and everybody on social media, and like I say, I work behind online. That's what I do. So I'm looking at everybody's comment on different pages. I'm like, oh my God. Everybody is against Diddy right now for that video. So she's basically pulling the cards of saying the beating, the chase. That woman was smooth with it, but very, very straightforward and went after him. The moment we all said, this is the word she's using in quote that she's putting into the jury's head. My God, that's who he really is. So she's showing us, hey, listen, this person you see behind the music, the mogul, whatever, whoever, don't believe that. Is the person you see in that video. This is who Diddy really is. So she's basically told away Diddy's life. She forgot if Diddy was a rapper, a father, whoever that he was or he is, right? So just to tell the jury, no, this man is a villain. So the prosecutor told the jury, no amount of money. This is their words. She said, no amount of money can explain away this violence. That now that she's using that video against him, the 2016 hotel video. Stay with me. She said, you saw it, you saw it with your own eyes. So she's basically getting in our senses, to get us to empathize with her, the jury to empathize with her. They said that wasn't passion, that wasn't anger, that was control. So she's dismissing that they were in a relationship. She's dismissing that, no, there was no passion here. Though it was not anger. It was basically control. Somebody who was dragging somebody out of the floor. Somebody who just wanted somebody to be, the D word. I don't want to even say it on here, right? The K word I can say, you guys will understand. So then he thought, well, she went on to say, he thought he was untouchable. Meaning because Diddy's a billionaire. Diddy got money. But they won't let him out. I don't think it's not set up for him to win. Yeah, Farrah, it seems like that. It seems like it is not set up for him to win. Plus, if you ask me, I feel like some of the witnesses, I'm not saying all, they were lying on the stand. So if you're lying on the damn stand and before you take that stand, you can't lie under oath. And they even ask two of them. I mean, they asked all of them, but one of them in particular that I don't believe at all. I don't trust. I don't believe. Like, I didn't believe 75% of her story, but I only believe 25. Okay? She said that, she said a lot of things, but a lot of things were lie. But guess what? If she lied under oath, right? Isn't that this woman supposed to be locked up? So you ask yourself this, guys. If you're going to take this man down, wouldn't you want to take the woman down as well? Because if the women lie under oath to say, oh yeah, this man did this to me, it did this to me, and then they find evidence, even before they can find evidence, they can tell when they're lying, right? Then why the talk of the town, these women are not going away? So to back up what you say, Farrah, like, yes, it seems like, to me, I don't know about everybody else, but there was one woman in that stand, and I'm not going to say the name right now. There was one, I'll wait for the verdict. There was one woman on that stand. There was one woman on that stand. She lied. And that same woman, it feels like to me, when I was in there, I'm going to go raw with what I feel my intuition, because we're not done over here. It seems like, and it looked like, that woman, maybe she was coerced by somebody to say certain things. Actually, it was two of them, but one of them came actually stronger. I'll release the name after the verdict, and I'm gonna see if the government is not gonna go after that person. Because how do you convict a man? How do you send a man away who, okay, you say it's bad, okay, fine. You say he did this, fine. But he didn't do the freak ups by himself. Where are the other people that did the freak ups with him besides the women? Where are the other so-called alleged rapper that Jane Doe testifying on stage saying that the rapper and his wife was in that hotel room in Las Vegas? Inside of that hotel room, there were 8 people, including the rapper and his wife. Where are these people? Can somebody talk to me? Oh, okay, somebody just... Okay, I'll check that after. Thank you. So, yes, I know who you are. Yeah. So, you know who I'm talking about, because they were like the biggest thing that even all news outlet, all news media was like, something is wrong here. Doesn't matter where they were. Who said doesn't matter where they were? Anyway, but what I'm saying is that, I mean, it does matter. What I'm saying is that if you're going to throw away this man to say he's guilty, as the prosecution just painted him very villain, very bad, so how come nobody else is going away too? That's all I'm asking. I'm just asking. I'm very neutral right here. I'm very neutral. I'm just asking y'all, because you guys were the fan. You guys know this man. Some of you grew up with this man. Some of you, who knows? Some of you still love this man, or some of you are against him. So this is important to know as well. Okay? Because allegedly, Jane Doe said, well, she didn't say it was Kanye West, but allegedly the streets are talking. They said it was Kanye West with his wife, because there was video circulating online about Bianca and Kanye West entering that hotel room, not hotel room, sorry, in the hotel in Las Vegas somewhere. And then, the people are putting 1+1 together to figure out what Jane Doe said, right? You can't beat women on security camera in a hotel if you are famous. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I agree with you. You can't do certain things, but sometimes some people don't think, or maybe. And then again, we have to understand he was under the influence of drugs. Not to say what he did was right. I'm not trying to say that, but he was under the influence of drugs. They were doing freak offs, right? Based on what they do. So then, hey, who knows? Maybe it was very influenced that day, because one thing alcohol and other things can do, they can make you do things that you can regret later. Maybe he's a good man who was trying to change his way. I don't know. You guys will tell me that. That's why I need you guys in the chat section right now. Tell me who this man is. Tell me, do you think he's guilty? Do you think that after Chins cried so much today in the courtroom, I saw Chins crying in court today. She's the daughter. She's one of the daughter, not the twins, but the other daughter. So she was crying a lot. She's very young. How old is his Chins, guys? You guys know, like, what, 15, 16? She's very young. She's worried that her father will go away. Whether the prosecution painted her father very bad. Okay, let me see something else. Somebody said, it don't matter who was, I think, whom. You don't beat any woman in camera. Oh yeah, I'm not saying you're wrong. Yes, you don't beat any woman, whether it's off camera or on camera. Regardless, yeah. No, you can't do this on TV in America. You obviously don't understand the culture. No. I never said that he can. What I'm saying is that whether a beating is done on camera or not, it is not okay for any human being. Let me clarify, because I think you got a little bit wrong for me just right now. Let me clarify. I don't think it's right for anyone on planet Earth, whether you're woman or man, to put your hands on somebody just like that. I don't think so. I don't condone violence. We don't do that over here, And I totally agree with you. You can't do that. You can't put your hands on somebody, whether there's camera or not, or even if there was camera, like you said. We can't do that. Anyone. Keep your hands to yourself. But I was explaining to you what the prosecution said. Mostly what I'm telling you tonight is what the prosecution said, so that I can paint the picture for you in the courtroom, because to show you what she was trying to do. She described him as a villain, to not give him a second chance at life, so that the jurors that are listening, one of them might say, wait a minute, I agree with her. It only take one jury to say, you know what? This man is guilty. And then all of the other ones say, you know what? He's not guilty. And guess what? Because of that one person, I'm sure that's how they're going to cast the vote. Then that can throw that man away. So I don't think you should go down for that. Yeah, I'm not just saying for that. I'm just talking in general what the prosecution. Yeah, definitely. If it's abused, that's one thing, but all the other stuff is sad. Yep, I agree with you. You don't understand a famous man can't. Yes, I understand. Listen, I understand clearly. Listen, I worked for a celebrity before. I worked for a famous guy before. Actually, this is one of the hottest producer name remain in the game that I used to work with. Producer, singer. And let me tell you, when you're famous, I've seen this life. Like I said, I used to work for a celebrity. I used to put the concert together. I used to, do a lot. It's a team. Just like Diddy got a team. They were doing things and we were doing things, right? But we were doing what we were supposed to do as people who were hired to, make our artists look good, right? And I get what you're saying. It's so true. When you're famous, there's a lot of things you can't do. Why? Because people will pull out their cameras, especially in this era. People will pull out their cameras so damn fast. Let's say if you even try to buy, I don't know, a taco off the street. Somebody will film you buying a taco. You don't have a private life. And then can you imagine if you put your hands on somebody? Oh, it's over for you. Because why? Your face is known. People recognize that face. The moment you do something wrong, it's over. Yeah. It was given the privilege to meet these women and bear them on TV after giving the opportunity to do business. Listen, stop acting like we don't grow up in beating culture, exposed to all kinds of crap. Yeah, it's true. I totally agree with you. See, that's another. I like the fact you said that, Farah. You know something? What you said right now, it is key to a lot of people's behavior sometimes, right? A lot of people. Or maybe sometimes, yeah, you did point out the word culture, yes. And because you point out the culture, yes, it could be at home, because culture could be at home as well. And when we see these things, hey, we don't know any better. We do what we were told. And then well, from what we know now, we heard the words on the street or on the internet that Diddy's mom allegedly groomed him. That's what we heard, but we're not sure. But let's say, God forbid, it was true, then that would fall right under culture. But then again, where did she get it from if that was the truth? Get it from TV, right? Movies, auntie, brother, whoever. You're right. And you're right. This is such a great point. I love it. I love it. But, and then again, if Diddy's really like this person that they painted him to be, right? Then who made him this way? Is it the industry who changed him? Or where something was done to him, they mess him up, mentally, and then they make him do certain things? And I don't know. I'm just asking, right? Is the industry fault for introduce us to Sean Combs and him meeting all these people because of other men? Well, that could be a point too. I see you. Yes, Farah, exactly. None of this will have happened if he was giving the bad boy label by Sony. Therefore, I am it. Yeah. Well, you know what? Well, when you sign a contract, especially, listen, a lot come with Sony. There's a lot of things that I can't say here, but a lot of come with Sony. Sony Music Group, as we know, isn't that Michael Jackson was under Sony? Was it Prince under Sony? I forgot who Prince was. Was Prince under Sony? But I know Michael was under Sony. So Sony record. That's what I'm gonna say. We're gonna leave it at that. Well, maybe he was groomed to do certain things, because even outside of the courthouse, when I interviewed people, I'm asking them, what do you think? Who made this man this way? If what they're saying are true, besides the video that we saw, right? Or besides the text message that we're seeing. But the prosecution, let me go back to what the prosecution did. So you guys, as I'm telling you, so you're going to be telling me if this man is free or not. But keep writing your comments in the chat. Okay, do you think they train Diddy to be the word H, which I don't want to say it on here, a dealer and a gangster? Do you think they trained him, or he was already like that? Because he went to Catholic school, and word on the street is that his mother was a madame, and the mother was the one YouTube video somebody pointed out to us, saying that the mother had white nail polish. Oh, actually, the interview is in our Instagram, where there's this activist who is against Diddy. We interviewed him, and he's right on there. And he's talking about how his mother used to wear nail polish, and then the reason why he was telling Cassie to wear white nail polish, because he got it from his mother, and his mother's the one who groomed them. So, girl, we don't know if it's the mother who allegedly groomed them or allegedly Sony. We don't know, but we know what Sony is capable of, so by now, from stories that we've heard, allegedly, right? He was already like this, everyone. Yeah, okay, no problem. I can take that. I'm listening. Now, this is what happened. So let me tell you what the prosecutor said. It was a lady, and she was not playing with Diddy today. She nailed him on the cross like she nailed Jesus Christ, and she was cold, cold-blooded. She went in on him. So now she said, there was this moment, right? She said, she looked at Diddy straight in the eye. She said, you thought fame will protect you, but nothing protects you from the truth. Woo, that was harsh. You could feel the heat in that room. Years of secret coming undone. No more hiding. No more NDAs. Just the truth, according to them, not according to me. So I'm reading to you what was said in court today, because I took a lot of notes just to talk to you guys. Now, the prosecutors told the jury, no amount of money can explain away this violence. So that violence she was talking about, it was about the hotel video where he beat up Cassie, he was dragging Cassie on the ground. This hotel video. You saw it with your own eyes. So she was really going in with those quotes to convince the jury. There's no amount of money that can explain this video. What you saw in that video, the way he dragged Cassie, the way he punched her. Oh my gosh. You saw it with your own eyes. So she's using emotional words. She's basically convincing you, going deep inside of you, psychologically, telling you, you saw it. Make it so personal. You saw it with your own eyes, meaning not with some camera, not with some robotic eyes, with your own eyes. And then she said, that wasn't passion. That wasn't anger. That was control. She was basically controlling her, according to prosecution. Right? Then now, what happened next, even the defense looked nervous because she came strong today. She came like, listen, if there was no jury, this lady would have convicted Diddy in the courtroom today. Guilty, send this man away for life. I'm telling you, it was cold in that courtroom. I saw people's mouth dropped. Me, at some point, I couldn't focus to even write any notes because I'm like, oh my gosh. Like, yes, I get it. I get all these testimonies. I was there when everybody was talking. But the way she went deep with this analysis, the way she went deep with the summary. But what she did, she's brilliant at it. She used every single word to make it into a big deal to really go after this man. Now, listen to this. Even Diddy's lawyer looked so nervous. They kept flipping papers, whispering to each other, looking uncomfortable, because deep down inside, they knew this was bad, according to her, because that's the picture that she's painting. According to her, they knew this was bad. The prosecutor was painting a picture the jury could feel in their bones. I told you that, guys. This is how deep it was. It was so deep. Now, we left the skin. We left everything, veins, everything. We hit the bones because that's the deepest you can go, right? And then she went with another part to say the monster behind the music. That's how she described them. She described them, the monster behind the music. So basically, what we all saw, the mogul we all saw, the billionaire, the, P. Diddy, the Diddy, the, all the title that he had, the dad, the loving father that he is, because we saw videos of him touring a big Sweet 16 for Quincy, who is not even his son, but he's the stepdad, but he raised him. I mean, hey, we got to give him credit. That's his dad, right? I know, I'll be sure still around somewhere, right? We know that. But we want you to write in the description right now. Do you think he's guilty or not? Keep writing. We want to know, based on what I'm talking right now, what the prosecutor painted for the jurors today. Do you think she's just talking? Or do you think she got something? You agree with the prosecutor? Tell me if you agree with prosecution. Then, this is not a celebrity. That's what she said. She said, this is a man who hid behind his money while people suffered. And some people will agree because they're going to say, oh, he signed artists and he never paid them. Some people will agree. Listen. And then she told the jury that Diddy's entire image was fake. Oh, Do you guys think Diddy's image was fake? A distraction the whole time he was famous? Just to run, I guess, a sex trafficking, allegedly, or drugs, to run whatever that they try to charge him with. Do you think this man was put there as a face to act like, oh, hey, you know, he's a great rapper, he's a billionaire, but the whole time he was being used to distract the public? Oh my gosh. If that's the case, if that's true, if the jurors believe that, you know, the public will feel betrayed. Because how is it, if it's true what she said, if the jurors will believe that, then years of being a fan of somebody to find out that they were never what they say they were like just a distraction? This is what she's telling the jurors. Wow. So she went on to say, another quote, he created music that made people dance, but behind closed doors, there was screaming. Wow, that was deep. Do you see where she went? Do you see what direction she was taking with the jurors? And when I tell you, I'm going to read it again. I'm going to read that again. And make sure you subscribe right now. If you didn't subscribe yet, make sure you do it right now as you're listening to me. Because we have to bring you the verdict live. Let me read what he said, what she said again. She said, in quote, he created music that made people dance, but behind closed doors, there was screaming. My God. And that hit different because now the mask is off. According to them, that's the picture. They want you to see that he's guilty so this man can go away. That's what they want you to see. Now, this was not just violence, it was control. That's what they try to prove. That's another point that they will try to prove to the jurors. So the prosecution made something very, very, very clear. Diddy didn't just hit people. That, according to them, this is the picture they're painting still, the villain, right? Diddy didn't just hit people. He didn't just yell. They said he controlled them. Listen to this. Diddy didn't just hit people. He didn't just yell. He controlled them. So they're using the word controlled as another powerhouse word to show them, hey, listen, this victim were held against their will. For example, Cassie was held 3 times, you know, against her will, you know, allegedly, you know, by Diddy. And she's using the word control, not just for Cassie, for Capricorn Clark, for Kid Cudi, who tried to talk to Cassie. Who knows? All these other people. When they woke up, when they ate, who they talked to, he wanted to know everything about them. See, this is the example she was taking to show people that, hey, this man, he wanted control of everybody. You didn't have to be his girlfriend. One woman said, I had to ask for permission just to breathe. Can you guys believe it? They brought this up. When I tell you they didn't leave anything out, they bring everything they could bring. Every little word that people use to nail Diddy on the cross. Like they nailed Jesus Christ on the cross. And when the prosecutor read that quote out loud, the courtroom froze. Because it wasn't just abuse. It was slavery with luxury clothes. Oh my gosh. This is what she painted for them. Did you hear this? I need you guys to comment free or guilty. Let's talk. Free or guilty. Come on. Hit the chat room, guys. Hit the chat. Oh my God. She said, somebody said, I had to ask for permission just to breathe. And I remember who said that. And I was in court that day. Because it wasn't just abuse. She said it was slavery with luxury clothes. That went deep. He used power like a weapon. That was another key point that they did brought to the trial. To prove to the jurors that He used power like a weapon to basically destroy somebody. Now, power can heal, but in Diddy's hand, power became a weapon. That's what she said. He didn't protect people, he broke them. The prosecutor said this wasn't about love, it was about control. This wasn't passion, it was gone mad. That hit hard. The jury wasn't looking at a superstar anymore. They were looking at a man who used people like tools when she said those words and then tossed them aside. So this is the picture that she painted to the jury. So the jurors now, after she told them all of that, hey, they're like, this wasn't about love. It was about control. This wasn't passion. It was power gone mad. Right? According to the juries, from the expression that we were getting today, from what the picture that she's trying to put into their heads, right? Now, another key point that was brought up is a pattern of pain. So they tried to paint this picture year by year, women by women, like what he was doing, how he was using the same tactic to control women, right? They said this wasn't a one time thing. The prosecutor laid out the pattern year by year, women by women, in 2006 to be precise. So they're using, I think this was for Cassie. Yeah. The years rolled off like a list of crimes in slow motion. Same story, same fear, same shame. One witness said she couldn't even say his name out loud for 10 years. That's what somebody said. That's what one person said. Because they're showing you, this is what the prosecutor wants you to believe. There's a pattern of pain. These women were not happy. This woman just basically was held against their will. And one of them couldn't even say his name out loud for 10 years. And I remember exactly what that was. I think that was Mia, the former assistant. That's how deep the damage went. And the jury felt it. Now, this was planned. That was another key point that they got. Well, you asked me what do I think that's going to happen to him. I felt like when I was there yesterday, I thought, okay, he could walk away free. But today, being in that courtroom, that cold courtroom today, to be honest with you, this prosecutor, she's damn good. I'm going to tell you that. The way she went to painted everything with all the evidence that she got or they got proved to us that this man can go away. So this is what I think. I don't think that is. I don't want to say I think personally that okay, it's gonna go away, but because of the picture that was painted today for me to see, for the jurors to see, I'm like, oh my God, they're about to lock this man up. They're about to lock this man up and throw away the keys because she came so strong. That's why I said defense better come back 1,000% stronger than this woman. Well, not just anyone can go inside of the courtroom. You have to be with the media to go. You have to have a press pass with the media to go. Yeah. So, yeah, if it's they're just not gonna let anybody in. Just you have to be with the media. That's all. Yeah. Yeah. So let me finish in telling you guys the rest of the picture what they painted for them today. Guys, don't forget. Go ahead and subscribe right now as we're speaking, so that when we go live for the verdict, you'll be the first one to know. Okay, so she painted the next thing is that this was planned. So she's basically telling us like Diddy knew everything. He planned everything. Here's what shocked people the most. The prosecutor said none of this was random. It was planned, right? The security cameras in his house was not for safety, but to watch people. See how they went left? Even the security camera in his own house. So they don't think that he needs security camera in his house, just like some other people got security cameras, like regular people. But they telling the jurors that, no, it was not for him. It was for him to watch people. Do you guys believe his cameras in his home was to watch people, or just to watch to secure his house. The locked doors, not for privacy, but to trap people. So basically, they brought up the locked doors. They said that he got locked doors in his house to trap people in rooms. When they did something wrong, they will punish them in the room, according to her. And the money he threw around was not just regular money. Oh, you believe it was to watch people? Okay. It was hush money. Everything had a purpose, and that purpose was to keep people under control. He laughed while they cried. So that's another picture that they will try to paint. That is a villain. So while the people were crying, imagine Diddy laughing. The prosecutor said something that made everybody silent. She said, while they cried, he laughed. That was deep. To show that, like, he's cold. He doesn't care. He's a narcissist. Do you guys believe Diddy's a narcissist? Can you please comment that for me? Let me take a pause. Tell me, do you think if it's a narcissist? Anyone? Or is just a regular dude? It's just people just accusing him of being a narcissist. Anyone? I guess nobody believes that he's a narcissist based on how. Okay, so then you believe that that might be narcissistic if you laugh about evil stuff. Okay, we'll take that. Or why people? Okay, so she said, "Don't let the music blind you." Okay, that's another strong point she made. She went and tell the jury, "Don't let the music blind you. Don't let the money confuse you. Look at the truth. We want you to look at the truth." And at that point, some people in the courtroom had tears in their eyes. And remember, I said, Chance, Diddy's daughter, she was crying, right? And another point is that the fear was real. The victims weren't just hurt, according to prosecution. They were trying to paint a picture. They were just not just hurt. They were terrified. One of them said, "I thought if I spoke up, I'll disappear." And that was one of the witnesses who said that on the stand. Because they're using that to show that, yeah, he's the devil. He's going to get you. Another one said, "I used to wake up shaking just from a knock at the door." Oh, that's Cassie. That's clearly Cassie. I remember those quotes. They weren't old stories. They were open wounds. So she believed those stories still live today. Although Cassie got paid, she believes that these are still open wounds. These things will never go away. And this is what she was trying to tell the jury to believe so that they can convict Diddy. And the prosecution told the jury, if you let him walk away today, you are telling every victim that silence went. Oh, this is it. This is what I heard when I heard that in the courtroom. I'm telling you. After this quote, after when she said that, when she painted the picture to the jury, she's basically trying to make the jury feel bad. If you don't convict this man, if you let him walk away today, you are telling every victim that silence when. Oh, that's it. Imagine if somebody's on the stand can't think for themselves. The jurors, right? Let's say one of them can't think for themselves. Now, do you see how deep those statements can impact someone who's, they're not paying attention to details, or they believe anything people say, they get influenced by people say, that's it. Diddy's life will be thrown away as guilty in these people's hands. These people's hands, because she is getting into their heads like they don't have their own skulls, that they don't have their own brain. If you let him walk away today, you are telling every victim that silence wins. Meaning to them, they better do something. If they don't do something about it, then, yeah, you say, wow, that's deep. That is deep. Do you see how, do you see why I kept saying she was fire? She went hard. She is cold-hearted. She's a cold-hearted prosecutor. I don't care what nobody says. It's just to show you she's good at what she does. I'm not going to give her that, because as a prosecutor, you should be able to be good at what you do very deep, so that you can convince people so-and-so is not innocent. I get it. I get it. But after I heard those, I said, you know what? I'm done. Because it was so deep. Psychologically, this is damage to tell the jury silence wins. So basically, you must convict this man. If you don't convict this man, you mean that people must stay silent. Oh, so then guess what? One might go, or many of them might go cast their vote and say, you know what? He's guilty. Now, do you see why I was telling you that Diddy can be guilty? And they think that Diddy's guilty already? Now, where is this fin in here? How would you feel if Diddy's guilty? Would you cry? Would you feel bad for the family? For the kids? For Quincy, who's very stressed? He's the big brother that has to take care of everybody? How do you feel? Guilty or not guilty? Now, another point that they did point out was that no more excuses. The prosecutor looked at the jury like this was the moment. And she said to them, the prosecutor said to them, we've heard the excuses for years. Listen to another quote. We've heard the excuses for years. Childhood trauma, stress, fame. No more. Oh, she went in. She's like, oh, wow. She went in. She's like, we heard the excuses for years. Childhood trauma, stress, fame. But she's like, this time, no more. This guy's going to go away for good. That's what she wants. That's what the prosecution wants. This is not a boy who lost his way. That's what she's saying about Diddy. This is not a boy who lost his way. This is a man who found power in hurting others. So I guess she's disregarding, allegedly that he was abused as a child. She's disregarding his upbringing, or maybe something was really going on. She's disregarding that, okay, maybe when he got signed to a label, they turned him into this person. She just went straight cold-blooded. This is a man who found power in hurting others. Do you see that? Now, she said, now, after that, I remember the jurors, they didn't blink. They were shocked. It was like they already knew. All they needed was the truth to confirm it. Now, after that, the energy shifted into the room. You could feel it in the room. Guys, make sure you subscribe right now to this channel. So we're going to bring you the latest. We're going to bring you the verdict live. And God forbid, if anything happened, if he's really going to go away like we see today, that he will go away after today, get ready to see the verdict with us live. All they needed was the truth to confirm it, right? When the energy shifted, you could feel it in the room. A shift, a change in the energy. Diddy wasn't the, being controlled anymore, right? Or doing the controlling anymore, according to them. That prosecutor walked in like thunder. That's how she walked in the room. And when she left, the storm stayed behind. That is so true. Because that storm of everything that I heard in court today, it stays in my mind. Oh yeah, I left at one point. I left after I heard, what did I heard last? It was the thing about, no, we passed the Kid Cudi situation. It was something after the Kid Cudi, but I got a lot. I was in there for a long time. I got almost everything. And the thing that When I was trying to go in there, then it was already over, meaning that I got everything for you guys. So that prosecutor walked in like thunder, and when she left, the storm stayed behind. And Diddy sat there still, like the walls were closing on him. You can see Diddy doesn't know what's gonna happen to him, or he knows that this woman is really convincing the jury, please lock him up. And he's like, damn, this woman came strong today. I'm trying to be a free man. I'm trying to walk away for free, like, you know, or walk away out there. Then there was another key point that she made. This was bigger than him. The prosecutor made it bigger than Diddy. She told the jury, this case is not just about one man. This case is about how many people he silenced and how many finally found the courage to speak. She said that this trial is about power, truth, and justice. Oh yeah, Diddy's face reaction when she said those words, he sat there still, and it looked stressed. I'm not gonna lie, and it not only looks stressed, it doesn't want people to see that he looks sad, but you can see the weight in his face, like what he's going through, and then knowing that his daughter was crying in court today, that's a lot of pressure. You know? Now, she said this trial is about power, truth, and justice. And she asked the jury one question. What side of history do you think you want to be on? See, this is manipulation. She asked the jury, what side of history do you want to be on? That's how she's very cold. She went in because she had to go deep. She had to go deep to prove to the jurors, to convince the jurors, please, he's a villain. He can't walk away. Now, another picture, let me tell you something. That closing argument, that was a hammer, okay? And the courtroom today was a hammer. It's like somebody had a hammer on Diddy's head or on the juror's head saying, listen, if you don't convict this man, I'm going to get you. And now the jury is holding it. The world is watching. The streets are talking. And now, and Diddy is not untouchable anymore, just like he was a powerful man, right? The mask is off. The truth is out. That's what she wants you to see. And now we wait, but make no mistake, the prosecution put him on the cross today, and they made them sure the jury saw every nail. Oh, didn't I say that? Didn't I say that they crucified him like they were trying to crucify Jesus? And you heard it. And they made them sure the jury saw every nail, word by word, sentence by sentence, quote by quote. Now, let me leave y'all with this. The prosecution didn't come to play. They came to strip away the lies, pull back the curtain, and show the jury and the world. You guys are part of the world. You guys are watching at home. We're bringing this to you. Can you please, guys, go ahead and subscribe to the channel right now? Yeah, subscribe so that when we do go live for the verdict, and then go on Instagram and follow at 100 Media so that you know when we're live. Yeah, it is. It is. So the prosecution didn't come to play. They came to strip away the lies, pull back the curtain, and show the jury and the world, okay, he is who we're telling you that he is. Not a legend, according to them, not a mogul, but a predator who hid behind power, money, and music. They didn't beg for sympathy. They demanded justice. And they looked that jury dead in the eye and said, you have the power to stop this right here, right now. And now the world is watching. You guys, the survivors are watching. And history is about to be made. Because when the truth walks in, the lies fall down. So guys, this is it. Tell us, please, do you think Diddy is free or Diddy will be guilty? Guys, don't forget to go ahead and subscribe to the channel. You can leave us comments after this live video is posted. So we'll give you an update very soon. Thank you.